was like, fuck, this is awesome.
I don't remember too much hate from that though.
Chris,
Well,
are you
people
going?
hate.
Chris, are you going through a
Yeah.
hole with your drink, bro?
Hmm.
Yes. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Check the Candy. We're here with a brand new video for you guys. Before we start, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Get all that new horror content we're putting out. I'm joined here with Adam, Taylor, and Chris. We finally got Chris back after missing a few videos here. We're glad to have him back. As you can tell by the masks, it's Friday the 13th when this video is dropping anyway. And we wanted to make sure we gave love to the infamous Jason Voorhees. So that's what we're talking about today. What up, guys?
What up?
What
Fucking
up?
chilling. Damn, this is actually more comfortable than I thought it was gonna be.
I don't hate it.
This is kind of legit. How do you guys want to start off? Should we start off without the mask or what?
Just want to keep the mask on for a little bit. I'm good.
All
I
right,
like the mask.
let's keep
I
them
do
on.
too.
Yeah, it's kind of hardcore. So yeah, what a franchise. Obviously, Friday the 13th, big holiday for the for horror fans. How do you guys overall feel about this franchise?
Love it. One of my first ones I ever loved.
Ooh, Chris is going way back with it. I like it. Chris,
Old school.
what got you into it?
Um,
Was it the mask?
I don't know. Just the slasher. I just love slasher.
Right.
It just like blew my mind. I was like 6 years old. I was like, what the fuck is this? I love it. I was addicted ever since.
Which one?
Part 7.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So was that like the first one you watched?
Yep. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like I didn't see the original first. It was the mask that kind of got me into it.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
think I saw part 3 first, and it's
Mm.
kind of like been my all-time favorite ever since because it still has that like it's so 80s, dude. And
Oh my God.
it's like cheesy, but it's also just the famous like green shirt, tan pants, fucking ripped up shoulders, you know what I mean? Like he's just jacked right up, and the kills are so 80s. Like some of them you don't see the faces, they're just like lying on the ground and the head's covered and the body's kind of flopping and shit. And I just loved that shit from the second I saw it.
Yeah, part three is definitely amazing. Damien, which is Chris's son, he's like obsessed with that shit and watches it every single day.
Yeah, dude, shit's awesome, dude.
Dude,
It's
part
a good
3 is
one.
definitely my favorite. That one is so good. The 3D is
Yeah, I
so
love
good.
that one, man. I'm a huge fan of part 4 too, but I think 3, I like the storyline of 3 better too. And then I like that it
Yeah.
leads into 4, obviously, but I'd have to say that those two are definitely top notch for me.
100%, man. Agreed.
Taylor, Adam, what about you guys?
Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I don't really remember like where it started for me and everything. I mean, it was definitely not one. I think it was I think it was 2 or 3 that I remember seeing first and everything. But I mean, I think I first remember asking about, well, about the killer in the hockey mask. So it had to have been after 2, obviously. And yeah, it's a very I mean, it's not as messy as like a Texas Chainsaw franchise because that is just everywhere. But I think some good flowing goes through this franchise, and I think I have like some opinions that probably don't vibe with a huge franchisee of Friday the 13th.
Right.
So yeah, I love it. I love it, man. I mean, there's definitely certain ones I just don't really dig as much, but yeah, for the most part, man, the earlier ones are just kind of like where it's at for me.
Yeah, I'm with you there,
Okay.
dude. And I think it's like the hockey mask is just so it's like the Michael Jordan of horror kind of, right? Like I don't
Yep.
know if it's I'm the same with you, Adam. It wasn't necessarily like the first thing I saw. Like it wasn't like what got me into horror or anything, but it was like so
Mhm.
synonymous with fucking just being a horror fan that you had to check them out eventually.
Right.
All right, Taylor, what do
Yeah.
you think? What do you got?
Oh yeah.
I've thought about this all day. I don't know. I don't know which one I seen first. I honestly could not tell you. I do remember part six quite a bit growing up. My cousin, she was like big horror fan, and it seemed to me like that one was the one that was most played, I guess. Um, that was CJ Graham did a killer job. I loved him. I wish he did more. Um, but yeah, as far as it goes, like franchise wise, no, I don't remember technically which one got me into it, but I think it was part six.
Yeah, it's funny with like the masked killers. They're like the most famous icons in horror, but they're also like the most interchangeable.
Hmm.
Like you never get that steady, you get a few that do a couple here and there, and then I'm not really sure what happens, especially back in like the 80s and shit, but they for some reason just weren't, given contracts that were like at least like longer than 2 or 3 movies, you know what I mean? Which I
Yeah,
mean, I guess now it's hard to get 2 or 3 movies anyway, right? But
yeah, yeah. So I have a question. Who is the favorite Jason of all of you guys? Like, I think I know Adam, but who was your favorite person who played Jason?
Where do
Adam,
we
go.
start? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize. So yeah, I prefer um I'm not a huge zombie Jason person. I don't think Hodder was the greatest Jason that a lot of people love, and not that he did a terrible job. It's just I liked when well I do, but although I do love CJ Graham as Jason, I think he plus I got to meet him, so I'm a little biased on that. And he is literally like as big as a fucking castle. Like he is a huge
yeah,
fucking
he's
dude.
fucking
Like
he's massive, dude.
he's towering, dude. Like I would be like, yeah, you play Jason, yeah, I would believe that. But I got to give it to. I mean, it's not. I know it's not everybody's favorite, obviously, but I love Derek Mears. I love
Oh
big,
wow.
brooding, running Jason. That
Fuck
is my
yeah.
favorite type, dude. I don't vibe too well with the zombie slower Jason. I love running Jason so much, man. And his interpretation was fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
I'll have to go with Richard Brooker from 3 or Ted White from 4.
Yeah,
Old
dude, me
school
too,
running Jason.
Chris.
Oh,
Let's
he's
go.
so good. You can't get any better
Dude,
than that.
dude, Booker was awesome, but like Adam said, it is that very like
Yes.
it's very robotic, but it's I mean, I would say they're my favorite too, Chris, but it's like it doesn't really matter to me as long as the character's cool.
Oh yeah.
Because I love Hodder too. It's just I like Kane and a bunch of other shit, so I have like a lot of respect for him, but I'd have to agree with Chris on this one that Ted White and Booker are probably. I mean, Ted White was what, 4, and then
Yeah.
Booker was 3, right?
Yep. Yep.
And then Mears, yeah, he crushed it, dude. Like shit, there's been so many good Jasons and kind of lost in time a little bit sometimes, but because of the mask, I think. And
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know, Hodder has to come out with like the man behind the mask and stuff. You gotta give your story somehow. But
Yeah.
but
True.
he's been pretty killer through all of them, dude. There's been a few mishaps here and there, I think, but what do you guys think about like the first one? I really wanted to get on topic about that. It's because that is such a weird movie for me, and I understand its place in the genre and why it was so important and stuff, but it is an odd movie compared to like other slashers because it's just not Jason for one thing. It's like if it feels like the first one's almost famous now because of the mask, and it's if you ask the average horror fan, or not even the average, but just like someone who's you mentioned Jason Voorhees, they would probably be like, yeah, the one in the hockey mask. You know, the first one, you're like, nope, not a thing, but super
Mhm.
weird.
I feel I feel that with the like I said with every one of them. With the first one, you wouldn't have the rest of them,
Right.
and it birthed what an idea to someone. I don't know technically who fucking come up with the mask and all that shit. I can't. I know in part three, one of you are gonna have to straighten this up for me. But part three, something happened with the mask, and they couldn't find something or something like that, and then they were like, I have this hockey mask, and that's what like made it. But as far as Jason goes, um the storyline, whoever ran with that storyline, and I mean, for part two, I love part two. Part two is a killer fucking movie. Like I really, and I like part one. Like I truly enjoy all of them. I think all of them are very good films. But part one to me was just, you know, if I were to ever tell anybody who's watching anything Friday 13th who hadn't seen it, just go ahead and skip it, I guess. But you kind of
Right.
don't need to. Like you
Well,
need to watch it
yeah.
to kind of figure out what's going on. But if you're wanting to see Jason, the one that that you've seen, you need to really skip to part three. But you can watch part two and kind of see how he comes about. But
Right.
I love the first one. I thought the first one was fucking killer. I mean, it's a great concept.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool concept. It was more like I think it was cool, like it's in secrecy. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Like the kills are cool and stuff like that, and like the storyline's pretty cool. I think after years of just like thinking about it, I'm like, the mother crap. Okay, I guess so.
Well, I mean, I get it though. Like
Right.
I would do the same thing if I were set in the 80s and I was a crazy fucking woman who lost her son at a camp. Like I would do the same thing, you know.
Right. And I think
I
it's
would
I think it's also like I think it's now that it's with all of them that I think more like that. Like if it
hmm.
was just like a standalone at the time, I'd probably be like, "Oh wow, this is fucking sweet." Like no one's ever really done this before, you know what I mean? But like I think it's once you add Jason into the mix and all the other movies, then you're like, "Oh, that one just it seems almost a little bit lackluster, but it's also extremely important to the franchise and obviously to horror itself." But
My
it's weird.
dad actually told me a story not too long ago, about a year ago. Because he come down to my garage and he was like, "Yeah, this is cool." And he seen all my Jason masks. He was like, "That's crazy." He's like, "That film that we went and watched in theaters, and this is what it is now." He was like, "That dumb little camping movie about a woman mad about something has turned into this right here." And he was like, "I never watched any more of them from there on out." So back then, I guess it wasn't that great, but I don't know. My dad doesn't like strike me as a person who really likes horror, so
Right,
we've never really
right.
talked about it. But he was like, "That dumb little camping movie."
Yeah, it had I mean, the camping stuff, I was some of my favorite stuff. You know what I mean? I love that setting, I guess. Just feels like kind of nostalgic and especially me growing up in Maine next to lakes and mountains and shit. And I went to camps like that and stuff. So it's like kind of nostalgic. But so sleepaway camp, all those types of movies, anything by water is pretty fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, Sleepaway Camp's fucking shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
The first one, really, but
Those movies they get pretty fucking wild and they're funny to watch. But yeah, obviously the first one's fucking great, man. And it has some of the craziest lines I've ever heard in horror.
mhm. Well, we didn't really discuss this before we started.
Nah, fuck it. What about favorite kills? Any memorable kills for you guys?
I love the eyeball scene in three. It's like so bad, but so good at the same
Right,
time.
right.
Rick,
Yes.
I want to say, yeah.
I randomly like the raft kill and I think it was four.
Yeah.
He gets
Yeah.
stabbed in the raft. I
Yeah.
like that one. And in three,
Yeah.
I think it's in three. Maybe it's in four. I think it's in three though, where is she on a
But she gets like,
hammock and it comes through her
oh
back,
yeah, with the
comes
reading
out
the
her
Fangoria with the knife underneath
yeah,
her.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It comes out her chest pretty much. That's a
Yeah.
pretty fucking cool kill. I like that shit.
Yeah. I like part two. I always think about the hatchet scene with the with the wheelchair guy, and he's like rolling down the steps and
Oh
shit. I
yeah.
love that part. It's
Yeah,
just like
that's a good one.
that's a good one. Adam, what do you think?
I like yeah, all those. I like the remake when he has the body kind of hanging above the campfire and
Ooh.
it's just dangling above that and everything. And
Yeah, that's a
um
sick one.
that is pretty nice. Man, yeah, shit, dude. There's so many actually. Man,
Dude,
there,
the remake's dope, man. I don't care what anybody says. That's like
I love it.
I fucking love that movie, dude. And he's got like the little layer that he's like living in and shit. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
So fun story about that. I was actually talking to Kane Hodder, and I don't know which one it was at, but he was so pissed about that film. Like he didn't like it.
Right.
And he was like, "Since when does Jason live underground?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, it's cool." He was like, "It's not Jason. It's not Jason." And I was
Right.
like, "Yeah, but since when does he live in outer space?" Like, I
Sure.
don't.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
like, what's really even the explanation of Jason? What did he live in the woods? Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't it make more sense for him to even have like this secret lair than just like, oh,
It
I'm
would,
just living in some
yeah.
abandoned cabins?
I think
Calm
Kane is
down,
just.
Hodder. All
Or
right,
I or
I
I
think
just
Kane is
yeah.
seriously jealous of Mears,
Yeah.
because
yeah.
that film was actually extra. I remember watching that opening fucking night in theaters. I was so pumped to go watch that shit.
Dude,
I
me
was so
too.
excited,
Me
and
too.
I remember getting there and I watched it, and I did not leave disappointed. That movie was just straight up fucking killer, man. And
Fuck
that
yeah.
seemed to me like at the end of like good movies to me, like around that time, like
Hmm.
whenever you would go watch a remake, it was a good remake, or,
yeah,
or a movie in general. But now you go watch a fucking movie and you're just like, I'm fucking leaving. Like this shit sucks. Like it's like they've
Yeah.
exhausted all their fucking energy on dumbass shit to try to make it futuristic or whatever, and it's just not as good. Like I
Right.
guess you could pull that kind of shit back in the day, and it was interesting, but like nowadays, it's just like new Child's Play. I went and watched it. We fucking left, man. That fucking shit sucked.
Yeah,
But
also like the remake too like fit the first three movies basically in one,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
which is what I liked about it. You like touched on the idea of the first one. You give him the sack at the same time, and he gets the mask all in the first hour. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, this shit's moving along, and then you just get brutality, which is dope.
yeah. And that's
I
what I
kind
mean.
of
That's
would.
where they
Oh,
did a good job. Like, go
Yeah.
ahead. I'm sorry. Who was that? I can't tell.
It was Adam, I think, right?
no, I'm sorry, Taylor. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were. I'm sorry, man.
No, no, no. Go, go, go.
Oh no, no. I was just gonna say, like his. I mean, there's no. I'm not trying to sound mean towards the original Friday Part Two, but like Derek Mears's like sackhead look, I could have watched the
Yes,
whole. I could have watched a whole movie with him wearing that. I thought that was
Yeah.
so
100%.
incredible. If they just would have made that, and then he got the hockey mask in like Part Two, that they just. I mean, well, it's been what like fucking 1,000 years, and who knows
Yeah.
when we're ever gonna get that shit. So.
Yeah, no, I agree, Adam, 100%, man. His sack head, just the way it was shaped, like the
Mm-hmm.
perfect like wraparound,
Yep.
like everything about his Jason was far off, but on point. You know what I'm saying? Like it looked so good,
Hmm.
and for him, and I agree with Kane. It's just like what you know how did he dig this shit? Was it already there? Like, whatever, I get where he's coming from on that, but like, I agree with you guys as well. Like, what's he supposed to do? Just live in the fucking woods with and try to hopefully spark
Yeah,
some
they
fire on Flint?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Or
Yeah,
just
they
be
never
in
explain like what he does like after or
Yeah,
in between these movies and shit. So like,
he's underwater for like the fucking shit ton of the
oh yeah,
under the movie. You know what I mean? He's under
Oh,
the
true.
water in like three
yeah.
and
That's
four,
all
and it's
Kane,
like,
bro. That's all Kane.
yeah,
Kane,
it's
oh,
cool. I get it.
Kane,
Kane.
I
Kane's
get it.
the Kane. He's down to fucking just be like destructive and just killer, and he does a good job. I mean, in all reality, like, and he's one of the coolest fucking people to ever. Adam, we hung out with him, like,
Yeah,
and
that's
we
true.
we didn't actually get to hang out with him, hang out. Like, I wish you guys would come to Nashville because it's a lot smaller, and we would get drunk with Kane. It'd be fun as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Good, good fucking time.
I met him in Salem. He was fucking good shit, dude.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, me and my buddy Dave met him, and like Dave's like a pretty big guy, tattooed all the shit, and he's got like a pyramid tattooed behind his ear, and like with the all-seeing eye. And then we were meeting Kane Hodder for the first time, and he was like flipping out because we're both like huge Hatchet fans, and so I was like, oh man, like this is wild. And obviously he had his pictures you could buy, you know what I mean? We both got Victor, but like, he had his Voorhees pictures as well. And like he's signing his shit and he's got like his weird fucking gloves on and shit, And
Yeah.
like then he looks up at my buddy and he's like, and he stands up, dude. And you're like, holy fuck, this guy's huge, right? Stands up, grabs my friend by his head and just fucking turns his neck like that, and to like show his like manager or whoever was there with him. He's like, you see that tattoo? And when he turns his neck, like Dave's looking directly at me and his eyes are just fucking huge, dude. So we have him sign some shit. They talked about his tattoo for a second. He's like, that's fucking killer, man. Da, 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 da. Sign his shit. We walk away and Dave's like kind of shaking and he's like, I'm like, dude, that was wild. He's like, dude, Jason Voorhees just grabbed me by the throat and almost broke my neck. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty badass, dude.
You know, he so like at conventions and shit, he used to choke people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we were standing in line a couple years back, and these guys in front of me were talking like, why isn't he choking people? Why isn't he choking people? And we were like the next ones to go, and they said it again. And I was like, he got in trouble. He can't fucking do it anymore. And he looked at me. He's like, that guy fucking knows. And then he said something. Oh, dude brought a fucking Derek Mears 2009, right? Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He brought a 2009 Derek Mears toy to get signed. He was like,
Uh,
he set it down. He goes, that's not even me, fuckhole.
yeah.
He like pushed it off, wouldn't sign the fucking shit.
Yeah, well, it's
And
weird. It's weird with that shit too, because like I'm sure it seems like an asshole move, but like he probably gets
Mm-mm.
that. He gets that so you have to imagine he gets that all the fucking time. And unless if it's like a kid or something like that who just like really wants to meet him, like I'm sure he doesn't give
yeah,
a
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
about that. You know what I mean? But like the hundredth fucking 32-year-old that comes up with something like that, and he's like, holy fuck,
Yep.
dude, like you
Yeah.
don't even know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Like, get out of
Yeah.
here. Like he's probably like, buy my shit. Like I'm trying to make money here too. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
man.
Like buy my book, buy my picture, like help me out a little bit.
And dude, I mean, he like I love Kane because honestly, and Adam was there to witness. Like he will give fucking anyone shit. He does not give a
Oh
fuck who
yeah.
you are. He will bash you into the fucking ground. Like honestly, like he
Yeah.
is such a mean fucking person, but he's so nice.
Yeah.
And that's the dudes in front of me, and I ended up becoming really good friends with them. I meet up with them every time in Nashville, and he gave them so much hell. I mean, he ran that motherfucker into the ground
That's
and just
so
would
funny.
not stop. And finally told him, he goes, "Leave, leave, leave, leave! Don't come back, leave." It's like fucking
That's
hell,
so
man.
good.
I don't want to piss you off,
Chris,
but
have you ever met Kane?
I did back in 2019. He's such a cool guy. So rad.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you go to quite a few conventions, right?
Oh yeah, I met who else I met? I met Steve Dash back in '06 before he passed away too.
Oh
He was
wow.
super nice.
That's dope.
I
Shit.
did too. I met him in 2002. I don't fuck 2006 or seven. When did he die?
Shit. A few years ago, I want to say, like maybe like 2 years ago, something like that.
Okay, I was wanting to make sure I'm not off from that, but yeah, I met him in Nashville at
Did you? That's sweet, dude.
yeah, and I met fucking Sid Ag there too, and I don't have any of those fucking pictures.
That's awesome that you met him though. That's cool.
Yeah,
That was when
a
I
sick
met
one.
Derek Mears, man. I met Derek Mears and fucking went to Taco Bell with
Oh
him.
yeah, I went to Taco
Yeah.
Bell. That's right. Yeah.
I would legit be scared to meet him. Like I'd be
Derek
nervous
Mears?
at first. Yeah, I'd be
He
nervous at
is.
first.
He's a
I
big
think he
guy.
was
He's just
like the night.
huge,
Oh,
yeah.
he is huge.
Yeah.
But he's probably. But like when you like hear him talk and everything, like especially after like seeing him in like what was it like Hatchet 2 or 3 or
He was
some
in
shit when he
he was
plays
in
like the special ops.
he was in 3, yeah.
Or yeah, and like the way he talks in that, and then you meet him in person, he's just like, oh fuck, all right, never mind. Like he's like almost angelic with his voice and shit. He's like the nicest.
He's very
But
nice.
he is fucking
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah,
Though.
I wonder if
He looks like it.
Mears and Hodder ever talked about that, like on Hatchet 3. if Hodder was
Oh,
ever like,
no.
dude, your movie sucked.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm
I,
sure they
I,
gave each other shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they
he's
had,
can't.
dude, they had like a sick battle in that movie too. Like it was legit. Like they like, fucking what's his name? Adam Green was like, yo, I'm gonna make these guys duke it out, and it was like a good fight. It was sick.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So they spent a lot of
Um,
time. They spent some time on set together for sure.
Kane is actually in Nashville this coming April. So if you guys remind me, I'll ask him about it,
Yeah, that
and
that that'd be a cool thing.
yeah, because I know for a fact he fucking hates 2009. Like he just can't stand it.
Right. Yeah,
So
I wonder if he was like respectful about it, obviously, like
no,
co-working with someone, or if he was just
No.
like, yo, by the way, your
not
movie. I
no.
wonder if he's dressed up as Victor Crowley and they're about to like call like action, and he's like, by the way, your movie sucked.
No, I guarantee you, he's like, "You're a fucking pussy," and then
Or
that was
yeah,
it.
or
Like
gave
they,
him like an extra like big ass
Yeah,
push or some shit like, oh, oops, sorry, I totally didn't mean to hit you that hard,
that'd
buddy.
be so
yeah,
funny.
dude, Kane, he's like the most blunt motherfucker ever, and it's almost fucking annoying as hell. But I guarantee you on set he gave him fucking hell.
Yeah,
Guarantee it.
I bet they both did it. I mean, I bet they're both like, yo, let's do this.
But no, Derek Mears, he like I don't you met him as well, man. He's such a nice guy. Like
Yeah.
whenever I met fucking the dude who played the new Myers, what's his name? Give it to me.
Years.
No, the dude
Oh,
new Myers.
J. Ju Courtney.
Yeah,
Yeah,
James Jude
Courtney.
Courtney.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
So whenever I met him, he was cool, but it was almost like he was like shy or kind of like didn't want to do it or
right.
something. But like
I
when
think
Derek was there, he was just like very talkative and in your face and just like wanting to know more about you as well as you want to know about him.
Yeah.
He was a really nice guy.
Yeah, that's cool. It must be like a different, it's probably different for all of them because I feel like most of them, they obviously started out as like, they were stunt men basically.
Yeah,
They weren't like they were acting, but they weren't considered like fucking actors really. They were the guy that had to do all the brutal shit, you get yourself light on fire or fucking wear this
yeah,
costume that weighs 1,000 pounds. So it was always like just kind of these big teddy bears, you know what I mean? But you also don't want to fuck with them because like they are who they are. But like it makes sense that like James Ducournau, like he's not really like in anything else much. You know what I mean? He's like he basically is a stunt guy, so it's like he probably is a little bit nervous around. There's that scene that they had out of Halloween Ends where like I don't know if you guys saw the behind the scenes where like Jamie Lee Curtis like hits him and he like hits his kneecap like super hard and he like falls
Yeah,
back and they call cut and Jamie Lee's like sorry about that James and he's like it's okay.
yeah, that was cool. That was me
It's
watching that.
it's
I've
like
not
so
seen that.
it's so weird to see because he's just fucking Michael Myers, you know what I mean? Like, and he's like, it's okay.
I've not
It's
seen that.
funny
That's cool.
because to him, it's also like it's fucking Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, you're like, oh, what am I supposed to
Yeah,
say to
big
Jamie
time
Lee
True,
Curtis?
true.
star.
You know what I mean? Like, holy fuck, I'm shitting my pants.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah,
do everything perfect. She's been doing this her entire life, and like, I'm just this guy wearing this mask, kind of. Not that he didn't do a
yeah,
good job. He did. He was a great Michael, but
yeah. I think he was as well. But yeah, meeting him, I think he was. I don't know how he really was. It seemed just to me like his manager was kind of a fucking bitch. I think I even called him a bitch because I was drunk. But
be like, you're a bitch,
he
dude.
like he was like really rushing people, and there wasn't even like a huge fucking line because it was like towards the end of the day, and um I wasn't even talking. My wife was talking. I'm like, hey, fuck off, like calm down a minute. Like she's talking to him.
Right.
And it really wasn't that light. Like, I mean, whenever you go up to meet people, everybody, we all know it's only like a fucking minute, 2 minutes tops. And
Right.
yeah, I mean, it was like that. I mean, I wasn't talking, so I definitely know it wasn't going on long. So,
It's funny.
but I didn't like it. I think it's his manager. His manager is kind of a fucking dick.
Anything else you guys want to say about Jason?
What's your
Oh
least
yeah.
favorite movie?
Ooh, wow, that's a tough
Ooh.
one.
What's
That's
I
your
a
want to hear.
least favorite movie?
Yeah, that's tough. Fuck, that's a good question, Chris. Shit.
That is a good one.
All right, Adam, you go first. I want to hear yours.
Favorite movie?
Least.
Oh,
Your favorite and
least?
your least favorite.
Oh man. Um
Can I
Oh,
answer?
Yes.
No,
Not your turn, man.
not your turn.
I know Adam's answer.
Uh,
I think we all do.
I mean, yeah, I love 5 so much, man. I think 5 is one of the most underrated Fridays ever. I mean, it's either that or the remake, just because he's my favorite Jason. But like I don't know, Friday 5 is just so fucking fun. My least favorite, um, Jason Goes to Hell for sure. I think that's just an abomination of a fucking movie.
Dude, I was gonna say that too.
I mean, Part 8 is. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I feel like those could have been 2 movies, and that's why I joked about Part 1 and Part 2. I was like, dude, you could have had a whole movie about the boat and Manhattan. I was like, don't. I don't know. No, I think Jason Goes to Hell is such a terrible and just a disgrace to the franchise, honestly. So like Halloween ends. Well, let's go.
It was kind of a tough poster too. Like the cover art was like kind of odd.
Very.
I thought the cover art's fucking dope as shit to me. Like, I think it looks fucking awesome.
I love that metal mask. It looks so fucking sick.
Yeah.
He's being sarcastic. Fucking burn, dude.
John, what's your least and favorite?
Honestly, I'll go my favorite 3, like I said before. And I'm gonna hot take. I'm gonna say 1 is my least favorite.
Oh.
I almost went with that too, man.
Like,
I think 1 is boring,
I think there's
man.
way worse movies. It's just like I'm more apt to like put in like Jason Goes to Hell and like shit on it than I am to like rewatch the first one. Like that's how wildly boring the first. Like Taylor, the way you feel about 78 Halloween is like how I feel about the first one. Like it's just
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
just doesn't appeal to me anymore for sure. Is it something that I recommend everyone to watch if they're getting into horror? Fuck yeah, of course. But like
No, I wouldn't.
I would, just because like you gotta know your legends.
But
and
if they're
shit,
getting into it, fuck no, I would not recommend
well,
that shit. They will never
I
like
mean,
horror.
maybe
You
not for
just
like,
started too, man. It's
well, like I
cool,
wouldn't
man.
say like watch it for your first movie, but I would be like, if you're gonna get into these franchises, I mean, you obviously got to
Yeah,
watch it.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
you gotta see what and then they can make that decision on their own. That you can't just be like, it's a
Yeah.
shitty movie, go past it. You got to be like, hey, you got to go through the torture, bro.
Yeah, it's
Make
kind of like the way
make
Scream,
sure you
the
keep
original
going.
Scream is. It's you got to watch it to get through the rest of them.
Ooh,
The fuck
Oh,
did you
gotcha.
just say, man?
ooh, that was terrible.
Son of a
You heard
I
that.
was
bitch.
fucking with you.
That was a hot
I don't
take, bro.
believe it.
That was a
was
spicy
that
take.
was a
Adam,
slap. That
All
was a
right,
fucking slap.
this is
you
a
know,
That wasn't it.
the rest of the Screams are way better than the original. You have to admit.
all right, Taylor. Give us your best and worst.
My best would be part 4 or 5. Sorry.
Such a liar.
Nope, 100%. The best fucking Friday the 13th in the entire franchise is this one. Ooh, baby, hey, baby.
Yeah,
I love
man.
that. Love it. It's one of my favorites. My least favorite would be Jason Goes to Hell. That movie fucking sucks dicks in hell.
Does.
Amen.
If Kane were here, I'd tell him.
You tell him you liked it a lot.
Go ahead, Chris.
All right, Chris, best and worst.
All right, I have a few best. So you already know part 3, 3D.
Yeah.
Final chapter, just for the Jimmy dance alone. I love that one. It's iconic as fuck.
Chris is like 1 through 12. Great.
They're all great.
I do love the new blood because I think it's like how Jason should look. Spine sticking out, mask ripped apart. Just looks gnarly.
Yeah.
So just for the look alone, part 7 is fucking great. And the kills are great. The sleeping bag kill.
Yeah. That one's awesome. I forget about that kill. Shit, that's a good call. That's a crazy kill.
They brought that back for I think Friday for 2009. They kind of wanted to put that in there as a representation of an OG, I guess.
Yeah,
But,
a little shout out.
And
yeah.
and Jason next day had it too, like the little like
Yeah, yeah,
First.
during the simulation and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he actually liked doing that scene. He thought that was a fun one to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Um, all right. So, best recap. I can't remember. Best favorite of all. Who? Adam, you go first.
I said, yeah, 2009 and 5.
I
Okay, and
I
John
said
was.
3 was my favorite, with the first being my least.
And Chris, if you had to choose one, which one's your favorite?
I'd probably say 3 is my favorite, and part 8 is my least favorite.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
part
ta-
eight. Part eight's 2 movies, though, man. I mean,
Yeah, part one or
Manhattan
two.
all the way.
Part
I,
one or
don't
two.
know. I love the cover. It's great, but I don't know. It's like I can go without it, but I watch it for Friday the 13th, and it's entertaining.
Are you? I can't believe that shit, man. Are you like the fucking?
I mean, that part's fun as hell.
It's
I
so
can't.
good.
If it wasn't for my first horror movie in the theater was Jason Goes to Hell, so that's why I can't say it's my least favorite.
Oh,
ooh, it's got nostalgia to it.
Yeah, it's one of
yeah,
those things.
Yeah. All right, Taylor, what'd you say? 5, and then
yeah,
hell's
yeah.
the worst.
Five's my favorite of the franchise.
So we all have decently different opinions. Me and Chris are kind of on the same level
Yeah.
as far as our favorites go. 3 and 4. If I had to go with another one, honorable mention would be 4. Um, which is last chapter, right? Final chapter,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that one's good too. So we're all on, we're spread out a little bit on the franchise there. That's nice.
Ooh, baby,
I mean,
hey,
honorable
baby.
mention is 9 too. I mean, if we're good, I know it's not the original franchise, but like, it's good, man. Now that ever since we've been talking about it, I've just been thinking about, I gotta watch that movie again, dude. That movie's great. I saw
Which
that
one?
the remake.
Oh yeah,
I
a lot
think
of
it got a
boobies.
I think it got a
Too
lot.
too many boobies.
It got a
Yeah.
lot of hate like when it first came out. I remember seeing that. I was living in Boston at the time.
Yeah.
It's one of the first movies I saw in Boston. I was like, "Fuck, this is awesome."
I don't remember too much hate from that though.
Chris,
Well,
are you
people
going?
hate.
Oh,
Chris, are you going through a
yeah.
hole with your drink, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I was trying to do the same thing
that's
earlier and I couldn't
lit.
fit it
It's
through.
kind of hard. You really gotta like wing it pretty good.
That's awesome. I love
But
it.
just say fuck it and pull it up. I got a drink.
Oh wow, showing the
Oh, there's
face,
that
huh?
mug. There's the mug.
Just going part 3 on it when he lifts himself up off the noose.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
The
hell
mask
yeah.
comes up. His
That's
that scene in 3 2 is what I love, where you see him in the window and he does
yeah.
almost like a fucking type thing. That scene is so cool, man.
Ooh, baby, hey,
I like
baby.
when scenes like that in old movies can
Bosses.
freak you out and they're like in the daytime still. It's kind of cool. I like that shit because that's like
That's
morning.
good.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. Anyways, yeah, dudes, fucking killer shit. Friday the
Oh, yeah.
13th. We did almost this entire. Actually, we did the entire episode with masks on.
Mhm.
Hopefully, hopefully everybody can hear us well. If you can't, well, too bad, baby.
Sorry, so sorry.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm
happy,
sorry. I'm
but
mad sorry.
happy
I'm
Friday the
Canadian.
13th, everybody. Happy Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
We're not filming this on Friday the 13th, but it's gonna come out on Friday the 13th. So I
Yes,
hope
we
you
are.
guys,
Don't tell them that
Yeah,
shit.
why'd you tell him that, man?
because
Aw,
God
it's
damn it.
well, it's Friday the
so-
13th every day for us, right?
that's true. All right, you can go with that.
Well, not so much for Adam. He's like a big like fucking Scream fan and shit. We all like Friday the
I don't
13th.
need to.
I don't even understand. Me and Taylor, you and I are on the same thing with fucking Friday, man. Oh, I did want to. I did actually want to correct myself because I said one of my favorite kills was in 2009, and I forgot that when the person's dangling in the sleeping bag over the fire pit, or like I don't think they die from that. I think they escape it, or like it starts burning, and then he beats the fuck out of him with the tree.
All
That's what
right.
happens. That's the end.
Yeah.
Still a nice kill.
So, still a nice
Oh.
kill. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the
Oh,
kills in 09 are really good. I will say that. Every single one of them are awesome.
I want to show one
ooh.
thing too.
Ooh.
This is back whenever Kane could actually choke.
Oh,
That's
nice.
that's me. That's Kane choking me.
Got the OG photo.
And there you
That's
go,
awesome.
Chris. There you go.
Hey, part 7. Look at that.
There you go, buddy.
Oh,
Don't you
thanks, man.
know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know you're a fucking Canadian?
I think Midwest meets Canadian. What are you doing over there?
um. All right. Here's the thing. I'm slipping away.
Oh, you got too relaxed, bro. You got too
I
relaxed.
did. This chair is like a goddamn lazy boy. I could go back for years.
Yeah, these
Um,
I feel like these holes aren't doing shit for me. I'm starting to lose oxygen, man.
yeah, I know. Have you like honestly, like we're all collectors. We all put on fucking masks. You
Yeah.
realize how fucking hard it would be to kill somebody in
Oh,
this shit?
terrible. Dude, my face
Like
itches every 3 seconds.
Yeah,
I
right.
can't. I'm sweating. I'm breathing in my own
Yeah.
oxygen. I feel like I'm gonna die.
Right.
Like it's like whenever I get done taking a picture, which is literally about 5 minutes, it takes me. I'm like
Yeah, you're like,
snap,
ugh.
snap, 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 and then I'm like dripping fucking sweat. Like it's awful. Like let's give it up to the real men in the masks.
Yeah.
So Kane Hodder's number one, right, Adam, and then Derek Mears, and then Ghostface. He's way down there somewhere, but
What the fuck?
Not even a person. Oh my
shut up, Adam. You don't know what you're talking about.
God.
God, you got red colored semen all over your face.
Oh, nasty.
God.
Give it up for Roy Bird. Come on, Roy. Get your hands dirty.
All right, boys.
Oh.
Hey, great episode. We're gonna be having more coming out. Make sure you guys go watch our Terrifier 2 reviews, part 1 and 2. We got a couple trailer reaction videos out as well, Scream 6 and Evil Dead Rise. Make sure you check those out. Plenty more
Ooh,
content
baby,
coming.
hey, baby. Let's do it together. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Ooh,
Ooh,
baby.
baby.
Hey, baby.
Baby.
Ooh,
That was bad.
baby. Come on, one more time. One more time.
Hey,
Ooh, baby.
let's stick to
That was awful.
let's stick to horror, fellas.
Oh God, we should start a fucking singing group. We're so good.
Just check
That was the
the
worst thing I ever
candy
heard.
sing. Yeah, jeez. All right, guys. Hey,
Adam
good
was in
shit.
choir. We
All
could
right.
Hey,
definitely
they
learn
don't
some
need to
shit.
know that.
Aaron's gonna punch you in the face.
Oh God,
Love it.
my mustache is fucking me up here.
All right, guys. Plenty more shit coming out. We'll see you guys soon.
Right.
Chris, say it up, dude. You know what to do.
Have you checked the candy?
There it is. Peace out, yo.
Deuces.